We moved here from the Nashville area in 2015. Before we even went, I went online and saw the message called Build a House that Todd gave several years ago, and it just really impacted me and spoke to me. And
he was thinking that if Todd and Denise could move from Florida to Omaha, that we could move from Tennessee to Omaha, that was something that was encouraging.
When we got married real young, and I grew up in a home that my mom and dad tithed every week. I knew it. They had the check on the bulletin board walking out the door. It always puzzled me because my dad was a minister getting paid pennies, and he was giving 10% of it back to the church. And I was like, why are you paying 10% of your salary? And he always told me, and it stuck with me, Jesus said that you give unto Caesar what is Caesar's and unto God what is God's. And I grew up with that. Saw my mom and dad, never had a lot of money, but they never were without, always provided for. So saw God's faithfulness in action with that. But as a young married couple, I didn't do a good job of tithing. I was generous, but I wasn't tithing. In other words, it was the last check. If I had money left over, it'd be given, but it wasn't the first one. Many weeks, there were many weeks in the first 12 years of our marriage where we didn't tithe. We were in debt. We couldn't buy a house. We just were in a financial mess. Michelle would always be saying, are we tithing? Are we tithing? And I'd be like, yeah, but we weren't really tithing. So you can take it from there.
I wanted to tithe, and I wanted to make sure that was a priority. So at a very low point in our finances, began to consistently, faithfully tithe. And we had 3 children. We were renting a house. We were budgeting to the penny. I would go to the grocery store with a list that had my prices out, to the right of the margin, and it gave out of a very deep sense of need, and saw a lot of really amazing provision because of that.
Kind of builds up. It just seems like as we kept doing that and experiencing that, it was so joyful, it was so awesome that you wanted to do more. You wanted to do more things because you saw, I can help, I can make a difference. And it gets to be where it's not a task, but it's a joy. It's just so much fun. Jesus said, be prepared to give it all away, right? He hasn't asked me to give it all away. That would be a tough one, but he hasn't asked me to give any more than I can give, and he supplied that. He supplied that extra to give.
A lot of it was just prayerful, listening to the Holy Spirit.
But that's just it. Is it's not me doing it for myself or for my notoriety or to get a pat on the back. It's and it was hard for me to do this because I don't want my rewards here. I really don't. So
one of the things that we both talked about was the youth that served at Love Church. It was amazing to us. Steve, like he said, he started out on the setup team, and he would talk about the young guys that would come there at the crack of dawn to help set up with true servant hearts. So
my question was, what's drawing these people to this church, these young people? And then I quickly realized with Rev, how influential that Wednesday night program is with all the young people. The church has got to have its own base where they can grow and where they can minister. And God gave us land next to a high school. And right now the office is right down the street from another public high school. So God has set it up all along the way to be close to the young people. And I'm excited because that's what it's all about, is passing the baton to the younger generation and let them, raise their families in the church and raise their, just start legacies of their own if they haven't had that. The staff at the church, they walk the talk. I mean, seeing how many young people have been mentored in a loving, safe home environment, just been loved on and cared for. And that's why, we're seeing this fruit. So we just want to be part of that.